Hey guys, it's Dara the dog trainer, take it or leave it. The other day I spoke about it's not okay saying it's okay to your dog, and I got a lot of feedback, and I love your comments and your questions and concerns. So today I wanted to give you feedback on some things to consider, think about, and to help you. I won't be able to help you in person if you're not in Cincinnati area or surrounding area, but I do phone consultations, and I also do Zoom consultations. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Just know that all dogs are individuals, as we are, and so I personalize dog training. One size does not fit all with dogs. So I work with that dog's personality and their sensitivity levels, just to keep that in mind. So you do not have to struggle by yourself, and you can actually learn about your individual dog better and then have a better relationship with them, which is what we really want. You know, we don't get dogs to struggle, right? We get dogs to enhance our lives and enhance their lives together and have a great companionship. And, you know, dogs, there's just no relationship like a dog's relationship. I haven't found one yet that is like a dog's relationship. You know, they're always there for you. You know, it's hard to stay depressed when you have a dog. So anyway, so I just wanted to give you guys some feedback. So when we consider, you know, our dogs and their behaviors, and specifically when we're saying it's okay, and I got a comment where they were saying they say it's okay for when they feed their dogs. It's a different mindset the dog is in at the time, and typically it's not necessarily you're saying it's okay versus okay, you can have it kind of thing, you know, go ahead. That's just a different tone, a different mindset the dog is in. It's not in a fearful mindset. So when I did say it's okay, like it's not okay to say it's okay to your dog, it's because most often, 99.9999% of the time, it's because a dog is leery, aloof, shy, trying to flee the scene, get away from people, whatever the situation is, even again, growling, because they're afraid of a situation. And that's when we really want to cease, avoid, stop altogether saying it's okay to the dog at a time, because again, we're saying it in a very melodious way, an affectionate way, and that's where dogs get confused. Dogs are not rational creatures, so they're going to get confused. So I'm going to give you some things to think about so that you can help your dog and know that you're going in the right direction. And definitely send me some comments, send me some feedback on, you know, what you're doing. And then again, I can do a consultation to you so you can personalize a consultation with you so that we can personalize your dog's situation and then give you the good prescription, the right prescription for your dog, what's pertinent to your situation. All right. So what do we do instead of saying it's okay? Well, one, you want to recognize there is an issue. Two, try to identify the issue as best as you can. So sometimes I got somebody saying that my dog barks at everything. And so a lot of times dogs start barking at one particular thing, and then it starts to go into another, and then it, you know, it might even become general. Like my dog generally barks at everything, you know, when people move, when they hear a sound, or when something drops, stuff like that. But sometimes it's really out of one situation that happened, and not usually, I can't say that, sorry, ixnay. What I'm saying is that a lot of times our feedback, our response, and how we respond to our dog in the time that they're startled or something caught them off guard is to reassure them and it's okay. So we want to pull back the reins here. Again, identify what the issue is, okay, and then realize there's a problem. And then three, come up with a plan of action. That's very important. This is not going to resolve itself. You need a plan of action. Especially the longer period of time the dog has exercised that behavior, the longer period of time it can take to extinguish that behavior, A professional that understands dog behavior and not just sit down, come stay, will help you a lot. Because a lot of times, again, we're humanizing the dog. So the person that is able to help you understand a dog's brain better, you'll be able to reach the dog the way that you ideally want to reach the dog. So in regards to the plan of action, keep in mind you're placing pressure on your dog. So you want healthy pressure, just enough for them to succeed, and then build from there. If you apply too much pressure or not the right sequence for your dog, it could cause setbacks. So we don't want any setbacks. So that's the tricky part when you do things on your own. I'm sure you've seen things on YouTube and you've tried it out and it goes terribly wrong for you and your dog. I'm not laughing, but it's I get that information all the time. Like, I tried and it's just not working out the way that it worked out on YouTube. Well, truth be told, again, dogs are individuals, people are individuals. You're not working with that dog on TV, and you're not that person either. So there's dynamics that are not being shared, so don't feel defeated and don't feel hopeless, because there's always hope, okay? Just don't try to do everything on your own, especially if you are not comfortable or don't even know where to start, okay? So 4, you want to create a successful environment and exercises. So get them to a positive place and praise the heck out of them for choosing the ideal behavior. So what I'm talking about is you want to create situations so that it's not spontaneous, that it's not all of a sudden out of nowhere, that you're actually taking the time to recognize there's an issue and then work on that issue. I'm going to give you an example in a second. Just want to make sure. Okay. Sorry, I have a sequence here to share with you, and I just want to make sure that there's just so much to dog that I have to write things down for you guys so that I'm not overwhelming you with information, I hope. And again, if you have any questions, I love them. Let's just engage here and help each other out. I get to help you. I love it. And because I want to see you walking into the sunset with your dog. And also, as we go along in this journey, I would love for you to send me some feedback as to, Fluffy, I did this with Fluffy, and oh my gosh, it was a miracle, it was amazing, kind of thing. So I want to give you an example of introducing a shy dog to people in your dog's own environment, because I get this a lot, where there's a lot of shy dogs and people mean well, they really do, but their method is terribly wrong. So a lot of times people want to get into the dog's face. It's okay, puppy, come here, get low in get into their buffer zone and want them to come. It is all this terrible pressure for the dog. And I just want you to know, shy dogs especially, I call them hypersensitive because they don't see out of rose-colored glasses. So they need extra time, extra patience, and not to pay all this attention, like especially strangers. Strangers, I get it all the time when people say, I tell them, don't look at my dog or don't pay attention, and they just ignore me and they say, it's okay, I love dogs, it's okay, I love dogs, and they think that they have these magical powers over the dog, and now there's a setback because the dog is trying to run away, and everybody's confused. So I'm going to give you some tips on what to do with your shy dog, and let me know how that goes, okay? So instead of saying it's okay, try not to say much to the dog and allow the dog to process what's happening in the environment. A lot of times, dogs run away and people let them run away and they don't learn anything, and they just learn, okay, when I'm stressed, run away. So that's just not a fun life for either of you guys. So we're going to do some pressure work, but again, based on the dog's personality and sensitivity levels, okay? So what you would do is have your dog on leash and collar with you attached at the other end of the leash. This way your dog will stay for the exercise that you're creating instead of retreating. You don't want to teach your dog to run away whenever they feel triggered versus sticking around to see what comes of things. Note A lot of shy dogs may feel like something bad is going to happen in a given moment outside of their comfort zone. So we have to strategically teach them that as you lead them through these exercises each time, that they didn't die. Because a lot of times this looks like dogs are like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Then when you take them through the process, they're like, okay, I didn't die. And then I'll take them through the process again. Oh, okay, I didn't die again. And then so they're starting to learn, like, okay, my owner, my friend is leading me, and nothing bad is happening. So I'm going to start trusting this person, right, to start leading me, because nothing bad is happening, and I got over a hump, and I feel pretty proud of myself, and we're being happier together. It sends a different message to a dog. So when you have friends come over, be sure they come in quietly versus excited or loud. You know, a shy dog is hypersensitive, so any sudden sounds, bangs, sudden change, like if you stand up from a sit, you know, sometimes it's off-putting to a dog that is shy. So keep that in mind. Where am I? Okay. And have them walk over to a place for them to sit. So like, you know, the living room area or the dining room area, wherever you guys are going to engage for the evening. Create this as an exercise, okay? And where am I? Sorry, there's a little glare in here. Okay, so you want your guests to be passive toward the dog in the environment. This is really critical, okay? Like, they should not be looking at the dog. I would even, if the dog is ahead of me like this, I'm going to sit more like this and really not pay attention to the dog. Whoops, hole in my pants, sorry. I'm really not going to pay attention to the dog. I do this all the time, and it works wonders because it actually allows the dog in a more passive environment to come and explore you and not stay in a fearful state. They might still be shy, but they're not like shivering with fear, or like their eyes wailing and all this stuff, and just looking totally lost. And what I would do for the owner, I would recommend the owner sit on the leash, give just enough leash for the dog to be able to lay down comfortably without it being tight, but sit on the rest of the leash and ignore the dog. Okay, because most often we want to reassure the dog, we want to say something, and what that does, it keeps the dog in that state of being. Believe it. It keeps the dog in a state of being, and you don't want that. So what you're going to do is just start talking to your friends. Just make sure that they're not making eye contact with your dog, because eye contact to a shy dog especially could feel like a sign of confrontation, like you're trying to be confrontational with your dog. Dogs don't typically, even like if they're playing, they don't usually stare at each other in the eyes. That's a human thing. So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, and so avoid high-pitched talking. Again, be neutral, even keel in the environment. And so say the dog starts to come and explore one of the guests, just make sure the guests are not touching the dog. Just let the dog explore the person passively. Because believe it or not, a dog feels like they have a sense of control in their own environment when you're not fussing over them like that. You know, and that they're not being paid all of this attention to, because it's overwhelming to them. And you'd be surprised how quickly you could become a dog's friend when you're just ignoring them, you know. And also, I have some goodies. I make some beef jerky sticks and stuff like that. So that's part of my little ammunition, because in evaluations, one of my jobs is to start creating trust, building trust in a dog, you know, because eventually I'm going to be working with that dog and I'm going to be leading the dog. So it's hard to lead a dog if the dog doesn't trust you. And please don't get trust mixed up with love, because your dog may love you but just may not trust you to lead it, especially if you're not you, or it's not used to seeing you that way. So it takes time. Let's see. Yeah, and I was saying here in my notes, there's definitely more to it, but I wanted to provide some tidbits you can start working with. I hope this has been helpful. Again, this is a journey with your dog. It's not an overnight process. These are steps to take. And again, I'm a certified professional dog trainer. I've been doing this for 15 years. And I typically work with a lot of reactive and aggressive dogs. Even though I work with all kinds of breeds and personalities and different sizes and whatnot, I just, over the years, have gotten a lot of reactive and aggressive dogs, and I'm not shy to work with them. I just think that they're very misunderstood, and there's a lot of mixed signals between those humans and those dogs. So my job is to help you guys to understand canines better, so you can get what you want from your canines. You know, you deserve, and your dogs deserve, a wonderful, healthy, stable life together. So don't forget, you can reach out to me. You can look me up on www.underdogk-9.com. That's my website. There's also 513-746-8007. Or you can reach me on Dara at underdogk-9.com. Those are my avenues that you can reach me at. And I look forward to working with you guys some more. And please leave me some comments. And if you take it, definitely leave me a comment. If you're leaving it, I'm sorry to see you go, but please just leave. No comment. Not necessary. All right? Dara out. Thank you.